Principals with the tools for change. So that's the first. The second is the key person in the school is the teacher, but they also need to understand and have the tools for change and the resources for change. The third thing we need is an evidence base for schools that says, we know that this works, we know that it will help your children become much more inquiring, much more able to use skills in math, science and technology and have the mastery of those skills. So the types of resources and how those resources are used by the teachers are very important, but the principal needs to empower that to happen.
We need to be focusing on more specialised areas such as STEM. We need to be instilling greater aspirations, greater belief. We need to be proactively removing any complacency from within our schools. I think once upon a time there was an opportunity for young people to fall away from mainstream education and to find sustainable employment in areas that didn't require a high level of personal and expert understanding. But that is a time bygone. We're moving into an era where young people need to afford themselves the chance to be highly qualified and to have an expertise that will enable them to be meaningful and proactive contributors to our society.
For kids to become powerful learners, connected to their community, powerful thinkers, because we're trying to create kids who are prepared and confident for jobs that don't yet exist.
The major things that need to change in schools to prepare students for the 21st century really are about inspiring students at a really early age, and that's probably even before school, so that students understand the value and are excited by science, technology, engineering and maths.
The top three things that would probably need to change in our schools would be around teacher capacity building, so giving teachers confidence and skills to be able to deliver the curriculum to reflect 21st century skills and the real world. It would be around showing industry and businesses the role that they can play in education to make it come to life, and having a community model around education and involving parents more within the delivery of that.
The education system is not broken, but there are plenty of opportunities to advance common agendas around preparing students for the world of work in the 21st century, but also creating the right opportunities in employment and in the community sector to welcome those young people coming out of schools so that they understand where those schools are coming from, what those young people are bringing, and then create an environment that empowers and nurtures them so that they can make a really positive contribution to the world of the 21st century.
So the big driver for our society now is connecting people to their passions and unleashing intrinsic motivation, and then systems to configure to meet those needs responsive to the world that's around them.
The top thing that needs to change in schools for students to be ready in the 21st century is very much around the involvement of industry, to make students career ready for when they actually move out of education into industry.
It's really important when we're thinking about preparing students for the future that we actually make it real and tangible, that we talk about the jobs. We showcase people who are working in creative and innovative industries, that we point them in the opportunities that they can have, that we don't just teach them the subjects that they need to know and the content that they need to know, but we actually provide that inspiration and that aspiration for how they can find a pathway forward. It's critical that we give them the opportunity to think about not just what the jobs of the future will be, but maybe they could actually be part of creating the jobs of the future.